My main point being that nothing is as easy as I've shown. You see from some of my videos that the process of transitioning was expensive.
No, it does not take a lot of money to move to Jamaica, but what it does take is you to have a plan.
Living in Jamaica is such a gem. It's a very rare experience, right? I gotta take off my jewelry. I can't walk with my little jewelry on because they snatch chains.
Over the past few years, something unexpected has been happening. Americans are leaving and they are choosing Jamaica. They say it's for peace of mind, it's for community, it's for healing, for a better quality of life. They are trading fast cities for ocean views, corporate stress for slower mornings. But living in Jamaica is not a vacation. It's real life with real adjustments. So today we have Americans who actually live in Jamaica and we are going to see how life is like. Make sure you like this video, share and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.
It's everything that blows my American mind about living in the Caribbean. I know this sounds silly to say out loud, but the fact that I can see the ocean from my house is insane to me because I personally never saw the ocean as a kid until I was probably 12 years old on a trip to Maine. And I mean, I guess people in the United States can grow up near the ocean too, but for me, I grew up in the Midwest, and that just, every single day I wake up and I'm just like, oh my God, it's right there. That's crazy. The second thing is how much I've acclimated to like the weather here. So my housemates love AC, and I've actually gotten used to the weather without it, and now I kind of prefer not having AC if I can choose. So for instance, this is our thermostat currently at 76, and normally like that would have been perfectly fine for me, but now that I've been living here for 2 years, like I'm freezing. Like I was intentionally sitting outside so I didn't have to go put a sweater on. The third is how quickly food goes bad here. Like, so I got this banana yesterday and it was completely yellow, and now it is brown and mushy and has these little divots in it. The reason why food goes off so quickly here is because it's all shipped from the United States, and obviously that shipping process takes some time, so it's actually a lot older than the food that we get at the grocery store in the United States. Next is, even though cost of living here is very high, it's similar or comparable to what I would be paying in rent in Boston with roommates. The only caveat is that I get a much nicer apartment for the same price as I would get in Boston. Next is that there's actually no income tax on Americans living abroad as long as you earn under $130,000 USD. If you live in a country that has no income tax already, then you don't pay any taxes at all, which is amazing. You do pay the price though when it comes to the quality of groceries that you can get and the price. Groceries are much more expensive. I spend probably 4 times my grocery budget in the United States, and the quality is awful. I have actually started my own garden to grow some of my own spices and some of my own vegetables because the cost here for good vegetables is insane, and the quality is much fresher when it comes from my own garden. So it really helped me with homesickness when I first moved here. This is some cabbage I'm currently growing. The next thing that I really didn't expect was that seeing your friends and just being a generally happy person is so much easier when the sun is shining outside, there's no traffic, and you generally just live in close proximity to your friends. When the weather's nice, you're close to your friends, you just are a happier person. It seems so simple, but I just didn't expect it. Again, on friends, it is very easy to make friends in a place where a lot of people are actively moving to because they're without any close friends, because they're moving here supposedly on their own or with a partner. Also, people come and go often, so people are always looking to make new friends. The last one is that Caribbean food is so drastically underrated. I had never been to a Caribbean restaurant in the United States, but oh my God. It is some of the best food I've had in my entire life, and probably one of my favorite types of cuisine now. So what do you think? Would these things blow your mind?
Okay, it's day 6. I'm on day 6 in Jamaica. Yeah, day 6. Look at my skin. Am I glowing? Because I feel like I'm glowing. I'm on day 6. Day 6 of moving to Jamaica. And again, I know I came here and My nails had a fungus on them, which is why I took all the nails off, because I got a fungus at the nail salon. My face was dry and broken out, you know what I'm saying? Like, my hair we was okay with my hair. Like, I really never had any complaints with my hair. But the way my body feels here versus being in the U.S., I don't know. I keep saying, like, it's hard for me to be in a space being mistreated. And let me also say, I have not shaved, okay? I have not shaved. I'm not a girl who wants to shave. These men have been so complimentary and in my natural body. And not just men, the women too. Like, everyone is very complimentary of my natural beauty. And for me, it just feels like alignment. It just feels like alignment. And I am happy to be here. Welcome to Jamaica. Listen, I'm practicing my patois.
I gotta come back and tell y'all this little story, right? I have to tell y'all this little story. So, I'm living in Jamaica as an expat, right? Y'all see this hair? I decided when I turned 50 that I wasn't gonna dye my hair no more. I have been gray since I have been born. I've had this gray spot right here since I was born, and all the rest of this shit came in my 20s, right? I mean, like early 20s, like 21, I had gray hair. And I started dyeing it when I got about 30. It used to be exotic when I was younger, and I started dyeing it when I got about 30 years old. And at this big age of 51, my hair was black, and I had to dye it, and only the edges would turn gray. So I decided when I turned 50, I wasn't dyeing my shit no more. So I don't fucking dye it. Yeah, I wear wigs a lot. Not because I don't like the gray hair. It's because I don't like doing my fucking hair. I don't like... That's why I locked it, because I've never worn my natural hair since I've probably been 25 years old. I've always had braids, weave. I just started wearing wigs. I ain't never wear wigs in my life, but I guess at this big age, it's time to wear wigs, because that's what wigs is for, old bitches. But you young bitches need to leave it alone. So I be trying to fuck with them, but I love my hair. I love my hair. I love my hair. I love my hair. So anyway, I'm just looking at it. So I thought I'd talk about it. But what I do want to talk about is living in Jamaica is such a gem. It's a very rare experience, right? So I live in Uptown. I live between downtown and Uptown. I live like by Halfway Tree. I live by Devon's house, if y'all know where that is, real close to an area called New Kingston. Like, that's what I do. I love the ghetto because I'm from the ghetto, but I also don't want to go to another country and live in the ghetto because I'm not from Kingston, so it doesn't make sense that I go mingle and rock around. Some places, like if I walk to the grocery store, which I love to do because for whatever reason, I love to be around people. Like, I can go... Anyway, I gotta take off my jewelry. I can't walk with my little jewelry on because they snatch chains. Like, I ain't even pressed about the cost of the chain. This chain has sentimental value. One of my girlfriends died. I have her tattoo right here of leukemia, and she was 10 years older than me. And back in the day, I used to go with her when she had this jade on, which is called a lifesaver. That's what we call it. And, well, I call it. She had a jade lifesaver on, and I used to go with her. We used to go out and boost, because yes, I used to be a booster, and go do little strange shit for her change. And she used to go, well, for change, and she used to go make payments on her necklace while I was just trying to survive. So when she passed, I went to a big Chinese jewelry store, and I just paid for it. Like, I paid a couple $1,000s for the whole ensemble. It's 24 karat. This one is, not this one. And, you know, that was my remembrance of her. That was the way I remember her, and it made me feel like an adult, because I remember she made payments on it, and we was hustling to get the payments. Well, we was hustling for different shit. I was hustling to feed my kids. And
no, it does not take a lot of money to move to Jamaica, but what it does take is you to have a plan. You have to start working on it now. You know, even if you're deciding to move next year or 2027, come up with a plan. Many of you all don't know, but I started planning this move long before I got here. Start to get rid of those things, material things that you have no need for, that you've been holding on to, because trust me, you won't need them here in Jamaica. But also think about what some of your deal breakers are. I know I had some. Let me know what one of yours was. One of mine is that I would not lower my standard of living once I came to Jamaica. And I haven't had to do that. So let me know what your deal breakers are. Some of you all don't mind lowering your standards. That just wasn't me. But I want to know what your deal breakers are. All right, love you. Bye.
It takes grit. It takes money. It helps to have some major connection to the island through family, a right to be here. The answer to how did we do this? My initial response would say it's definitely not as easy as it may seem when you see these pretty highlight reels and cute pictures. Now, a year later, actually almost 2 years later, after we made the decision to prepare ourselves to come and relocate to Jamaica and be able to spend more time in Jamaica, which we are still working on. No, we did not just decide to up and move one day. My husband is born and raised in Jamaica, and it was an ongoing discussion over the years of him wanting to go back, me the last few years feeling burnt out from my stressful attorney job. After we had our son was really the nail in the coffin, where we were post-pandemic, reevaluating priorities, kindergarten years, picking schools, which is stressful in the large city we lived in the United States. All of these things had us thinking collectively, is this really it? Are we about to commit to this? Definitely wasn't overnight. And in addition to that, since I met my husband, we were married in Jamaica, we regularly visited Jamaica, we kept increasing that frequency over the years, mostly as vacation, but of course, we're not the typical visitors. We would do things with his family. I loved feeling more local. The last thing I would say, just like I probably do for other people, is I saw a lot of people starting to change their lifestyle since the pandemic. More remote work, more people having flexibility to travel and work for themselves. So all of those things sort of influence a question we kept hearing in ourselves that was louder and louder, like, can we do this? Is there a different way? Should we do this? Ultimately, all of these factors combined to make us decide in 2023 that it was time to make a drastic change. I was really the catalyst. I said, I'm gonna leave my job. That was a huge leap of faith, but once I made that commitment, it was like, we're gonna make this work. We continued working. I became self-employed to make this possible, and that has continued. In late 2024, we really began the process of preparing to send a container to Jamaica. We obtained stuff to fill a home and plan to use the returning resident process. Just keep in mind, this is a highlight reel. My main point being that nothing is as easy as I've shown. You see from some of my videos that the process of transitioning was expensive. I'm happy to have come out mostly on the other side of this process that was in fact very expensive and stressful. It's hard. You have to have a strong will. You don't have to have a partner, but you need to have a strong support system. For me, having the partner doing it that's so connected to Jamaica obviously is helpful. Some people want to relocate as a single person. You can do that, but you need a strong support system, whether in Jamaica, back home, friends, family. It was a stressful process. It was a time-consuming process that involved a lot of self-doubt, a lot of questions about what we were doing, if it would be worth the stress. I remember distinctly a night in fall of 2024 where I was probably having my cortisol spike over the edge, and my friends asked me, like, do you think it'll be worth it, or it'll be okay when you're there? And I said confidently yes. You kind of move in silence when you have such a big life transition, and you speak confidently while internally hoping, gosh, I hope everything works out. And that was really us most of 2024. With that said, those comments I made have come true. Our transition will continue, I think, for a couple of years until we feel like, oh, we're in a great place and we're all set up. But we've made huge accomplishments to get down here. I've met great friends. I feel like I'm building my own community here.
The train is going east now.
Can I just have one more minute?
Then the train will go without you.
No. Okay, I'll catch the Polar Express in 2 minutes. Okay?
Okay.
It has 1000% been worth it. I think if you're planning a few years out for a move, I would start budgeting, start saving whatever you can. If you have investments, maybe make them more liquid. You do want to ship a container, plan for the returning resident, build a home, buy land. Most places we're on the North Coast are appreciating in value, and it's the best time to get in. So I hope you figure it out. Try to do it for yourself. You won't regret it.
3 things I learned since I moved to Jamaica. Number 1, this is not America, okay? Jamaica culture is not American culture. One thing I had to learn, I had to leave that American shit in America. The laws are different. The culture is different. The only thing American about Jamaica is the cost of living. And don't get me started about cost of living, okay? Everybody think, oh, I'm gonna go to live in Jamaica and live abroad and it's gonna be so cheap, babes. Think of it like this, like inflation has hit other places too. And inflation definitely hit Jamaica. And a lot of the things that are here, products sold and things are all imported in. With import is customs. And this leads to my last point, okay? If you're moving here and you're gonna send things down like furniture and all that, be prepared to give your whole wallet to customs. The whole thing. Let's probably this girl though. Excuse my manners, okay? But I'm gonna tell y'all this. When I ship my stuff down, my grandma warned me. She said, baby, you just better off go ahead and buy everything you need here. I said, no, grandma, it's okay. $6,000 later. And I only shipped like barely even a 1 bedroom's worth of furniture and things. Like, yeah. Just don't do it, okay? Unless the wallet is fat, okay? Okay. Other than that, I love Jamaica. And I'll be honest, I was not expecting to like it this much because the humidity, we're not friends, but the people, all love. All love. I love my people, okay? Bye, y'all.
Thank you very much for watching that video to the end. So guys, living in Jamaica is not a vacation, it's real life with real adjustments. People have sold their homes, they have left their careers, and they are starting over in Jamaica. But what is it really like living in Jamaica full time? Not the postcard version, the real version. So I've seen one American woman saying living in an uptown area near New Kingston described her experience as rare. She moved at 50, stopped dyeing her hair, and embraced a simpler lifestyle. But she quickly learned something very important. Jamaica is not a resort. You have to be aware, be cautious. Even small things like wearing flashy jewelry can attract unwanted attention. It's a beautiful country, but like anywhere in the world, you have to move wisely. I also saw another one saying she felt healthier in Jamaica, less stressed, more appreciated for her natural self. Whereas in the United States, she felt pressure, appearance, competition, image. But in Jamaica, she felt human. There's no pressure anymore. She said the slower pace and community warmth improved her mental well-being in ways she did not expect. That's really beautiful. It's something no vacation can show you. There was also a couple that I saw who explained how it took them years to decide. They weren't running from America, they were burned out. Demanding careers, constant pressure, no balance. But here's what they stress. Moving to Jamaica requires a plan. Not just money. You have to downsize, declutter, mentally prepare. The transition was expensive, stressful. Shipping items is very costly due to customs. Inflation has hit Jamaica too. It's not a cheap paradise. It's real life with Caribbean realities. The ocean is just there every day. That view never gets old. But then comes adjustments, the heat, learning to live without constant AC. Imported food spoils quickly. Groceries can be expensive. In fact, some items cost more than in the United States. That led to one American starting her own garden. She started gardening, growing her own food, becoming more self-sufficient. Of course, I think it's a good thing. She also said something interesting. Making friends in Jamaica was easier than the US. Why? Because the community is stronger. Food culture is underrated. Some people come from their countries and they're like, don't think you're special, don't stand out. But in Jamaica, Jamaica will teach you confidence, to defend yourself, to embrace who you are, to be grateful for life. Living there will change your mindset forever. Travel does not just change your location, it changes you. Let's be clear, Jamaica is not America. Many expect it to be cheaper, but imported goods are expensive. Custom fees are high. Shipping furniture is not advised actually. Rent in certain areas can match US city prices. But here is the difference. Land ownership, access to organic food, less corporate pressure, and that is what attracts many people. So why are Americans relocating? There's the burnout culture in the US, the desire for peace, retiring somewhere warm, high cost of living in the United States, reconnecting with heritage. Many Black Americans with Jamaican roots are returning to invest and rebuild. Others, others simply want a slower, more meaningful lifestyle. It's not about escape, it's about alignment. Jamaica is not a fantasy island, it's a real country with beauty, with challenges, with culture, with complexity. And for many Americans now, Jamaica is home. Tell me in the comments, will you ever move to Jamaica or is it better as a vacation? Let me know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you learned something. If you're planning to move to Jamaica, now you can make your decision. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one.